Everybody, it's April 25th, 2017, and this is daily vlog number 360, and it's a Tuesday. And how the heck is everybody today? I really want to know. Put a note down in the comments there. Tell me how you're doing, what you're up to. It's as I said, this is vlog number 360. Just 5 more days to go till I've been vlogging straight for 1 year. Some have been late, due to technical difficulties, but I've always gotten a vlog in for the entire year, so just 5 more to go. And after that, there's going to be a little bit of a change to the vlog, but we'll talk more about that on May 1st. But for today, I have 5 articles to tell you about. One's a video, so let's get to it. First one here is the video that I talked about. Police body cam video shows unarmed youths detained at gunpoint. Now, when I first read this headline, I was thinking, okay, here we go. Cops pulling guns on teenagers again, and for no good reason. But after I watched this video, I came to a different conclusion. Now, what this was is police were called, and they were told that a group of teenagers was walking down the street, and they were passing a handgun between each other. And they gave a description of the teens and everything. So this police officer, he comes up and he sees them, and he stops his vehicle. He gets out of his vehicle and he draws his weapon. And he tells the teens to get down on the ground, which a couple of them comply right away, and then the other 3, they eventually get down on the ground. And as this is happening, people in the neighborhood are starting to come out of their houses, take a look, and the officer directs them back into their houses. But after everybody's taken care of, the officer radios back that he has the teens on the ground and they've complied. And more officers come, and then they do a little investigation, and they find out that there was no gun. And some of the parents are called to pick up the teens, and they're understandably upset about this, about having a weapon drawn on their teenagers. And I understand when you look at this video, it's kind of upsetting to see what's going on, but I just want to tell you that it's not the officer's fault for the way he reacted. Now, he did his job. He acted professionally. He was calm with everyone there, and he had them follow his directions. The problem is with the police department. I guess this is their standard procedure, that when there's a call that a gun might be involved, the officer's supposed to draw his weapon. Which, for me, that doesn't seem right. I was always taught when I was in the process of getting a firearm, I had to go through training for that. And 2 of the things that the instructors taught that have stuck with me over the years, and I've said this before, is 1, there's no such thing as an unloaded weapon. And 2, if you point a gun at someone or something, it's got to die. So I don't point a weapon at anyone unless I intend to shoot them. Now, people are just getting too jittery about this. Cops, the police officers have a hard job, and and it seems like more and more people want to shoot at them. They just becoming a big target. But for me, it should be that you don't draw your weapon unless you actually see a gun in in the hands of an individual. I mean, if you're just suspecting that there's a weapon, you can have your weapon unsnapped and your hand on your weapon, but don't actually pull the thing unless you're going to start shooting. Okay? Now, I know there were 5 teens on the sidewalk, and he pulls up, and they're all looking at him, and he's been trained to pull his weapon when there's a threat of a gun involved. So he did what he was supposed to do. He kept the situation under control, and he didn't raise his voice, and he just kept things under control until other officers got there. But the policy of the police department needs to change, and unless there's an actual sighting of a gun by an officer, they should never have to draw their weapons. Really. That's just my opinion. Okay. Put your thoughts down in the comments. Do you agree with me, or do you think that the policy of the police department should stay the same, that whenever there's a possibility of a gun involved, that they should automatically draw their weapons? Now, you see, this call was made to the police department that somebody saw a weapon that these teens had. Well, you know, somebody could have had a grudge against these 5 teens and just called this in to, hopefully maybe they were hoping that the officer would shoot him, you know, just because that seems to be the policy there. If there's a call that a gun's involved, then, you know, somebody usually ends up shot, whether there's a gun there or not. Okay, so maybe that's what whoever called this in was hoping, that the cop would be shooting at these teens. Just like these gamers, they get online and they play against each other, and somebody loses and is a sore loser, so they SWAT the other player. You know, so SWAT shows up at this guy's house, throws stun grenades into the room, and breaks down the doors, and throws the people on the ground. You know, that's just crazy. So there might have been somebody in the neighborhood that had a grudge against these teens or whatever, and just called this in just to try and get them shot. I don't know. But really, that's the policy I think that the police department should have. Unless you actually see a weapon, you don't draw your own weapon on unarmed people, you know. Because for me, when you draw a weapon, you're going to shoot. Okay? Don't draw your weapon unless you're not going to fire that thing. But like I said, that's my opinion. Tell me what you think. Next story here is Chobani Yogurt Company sues conspiracy theorists and InfoWars host Alex Jones for alleged defamation. What this was there were reports that this yogurt company had hired refugees to work in their plant, and a story came out that a group of refugees had molested this child, and somehow the refugees that molested this child were linked to the yogurt company, which wasn't true. They were never hired by this yogurt company, but the InfoWars host made it seem like that was the case, that these refugees were hired by this yogurt company, and that's the reason they were in the country and able to molest this kid. But the yogurt company says that they never hired these people, and that linking the two stories together is defamation to their company. So they're suing Alex Jones for defamation because of what he said on his YouTube channel. Next story here is prosecutor opens probe of Wisconsin inmate dehydration death. Evidently, this mentally handicapped man, he was left in a cell for about a week and not given anything to drink, and he finally became unresponsive and died. So they're doing a probe into why this person hadn't been looked after, why he wasn't given food and water, and things of that nature. You know, it's just crazy. People throw you in a cell and they can just forget about you. They don't. I don't know how you can forget about somebody that you put into a cell. I mean, and when I work in a nursing home and or in hospitals, and when you're leaving your shift, you give report to the person that's coming on to your shift about what's been going on, if there's anybody new, anybody's gone home. It should be the same way with the police department. If another shift's coming on, the shift leaving should give a report of who's in the cells, what they're in for, you know, just general things of that nature. I mean, they should be going down there at least every couple hours and taking a look through these cells and seeing who's there and who's not. I mean, what if somebody escaped? You just going to sit around for 24 hours and not go down and not look at anything? Somebody could have got out by that time, and you got somebody run loose that's at a 24-hour start. But really, yeah, they need to have a better policy procedures, and they need to be held accountable for this. So I think somebody's going to lose their job at least, and at best they should be put in jail for letting that guy die in a cell all alone. Next story here is federal judge blocks Trump's plan to punish sanctuary cities. California federal judge has blocked the withholding of federal grant money to the cities that are sanctuary cities, so that they can keep having sanctuary cities across the country. Trump was going to withhold federal funding for cities that didn't comply with his immigration order to detain and deport immigrants, but this judge has blocked that for now. So we'll see what happens with that, and we'll keep you informed if anything changes on that front. And then the last story here is government shutdown less likely now that Trump has relented on border wall. When the talks of the budget first came out, it was suspected that Trump would shut down the government until funding for his border wall was put into the budget. But now he's backed off on that pretty much. And he has said that he will pick that up again on the next budget in September. So I guess right now the government's not going to be shutting down anytime soon, but we'll see. Something else could happen between now and then, but you never know what's going to go on with the government. And as for me, I had a pretty busy day today. I had my computer club meeting, and as you can see here, I don't know if you can see that, but my little blood drive sticker gave blood today. Trying to give blood every couple of months, you know, just to help out. So that's it for today, everybody. I hope you liked my video, and if so, please give me a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And please tell your friends and family about my channel and my videos. And also, if you missed yesterday's vlog, just click on the image there. And please check out my social media sites, G+, Facebook, and Twitter. And also check out my website, the Chuck Baker homepage at chuckbaker.org. And as always, any of the articles that I talked about today are going to be on my Google Plus page, and a link to that page is down in the description. So till tomorrow, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.